Ito ang Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang naiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday na ba? Oh my goodness, I keep losing track of time. It's Thursday. Ano ba yan? Happy Thursday po sa lahat. Good morning. Namiss ko po kayo kahapon. I just had to take care of some medical issues yesterday. That's why I wasn't able to broadcast yesterday. And I'd like to welcome the people watching on the show today. Magandang umaga sa inyo. Welcome to Buhay Online. Hindi ko po nakikita yung pangalan. Maraming salamat for joining me. Welcome po sa show. And kahapon po kasi, ayun na nga, wala po ako nag-broadcast kahapon because I had to take care of my some medical issues po. Alam niyo po naman na patuloy ko pa rin inasikaso itong ang pag-recover ng aking titanium knee and my road to recovery na hindi ko pa na-document lately that people are asking about. But some friends have called me to ask about yung developments po nitong aking total knee replacement. Well, I will vlog about it soon and document it talaga. Pero kasi, it's not an easy road to recovery, but I am pushing myself, to the max na nga po para maka-fully recover because nakakalakad na po ako. I am walking without a cane. It's just that it's not without pain. Nag-arrive. I don't walk without a cane, but not without pain. But anyway, sa ibang araw na natin pag-usapan ulit sa aking tuhod, but the good news is I'm walking without a cane, but I'm still recovering and I still need therapy po para maging fully functional po ang aking legs. Okay? But anyway, good morning to everyone. Of course, good morning. Doon po sa may mga katanungan, of course, you can send me your questions and your recommendations and di ba po, pag gusto niyo po may ma-feature tayo dito na resource people sa show, pwede lang po to please email me sa techiemommy@gmail.com or you can message me, which is a messenger, J. Bautista, or my Facebook, JC Bautista, and sa LinkedIn po, J. Bautista rin. Every avenue po na pwede niyo akong kausapin o dito sa Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Medyo lang kasi pag yan, medyo generic. Mahirap mahanap yung mga message niyo. But better po to send it through my personal Gmail account, Techiemommy, or sa Facebook o message niyo po ako sa Messenger. Kasi po, we will be starting, I will be designating a day of my broadcast starting for siguro next week. Inaayos ko lang po yung schedule, excuse me. Well, one day po for I will feature a day dun sa aking day ng tungkol sa mga trabaho at mga online businesses. I will have a day for that. I will be featuring for the different online negosyo na that we can do here sa Philippines. And of course, our market is also the world. We will be featuring merchants and business owners and businesses that could be our model and that could be our inspiration sa patuloy na pagtrabaho at patuloy na pagninegosyo dito sa this new normal that we are living through. Okay? So, ano muna po tayo again, we talk about, of course, COVID, the developments in technology, or breakthroughs, or the way we're dealing with the virus. Well, a little bit of, kasi diba, kumakalat, right? Fresh COVID outbreaks put millions under lockdown in China. Okay po. Ito po yan, no? Yung ating pag-uusapan here. Alright? Ayan, o. Oops. Ayan. Fresh COVID outbreaks put millions under lockdown in China. Okay. Tens of millions of people were under lockdown across China on Wednesday, and businesses in the major tourist city were forced to close as fresh COVID-19 clusters sparked fears of wider restrictions. Naririnig niyo po ba ako? Kasi ako naririnig ko yung ulan. Ang lakas po ng ulan. Dito po sa Pampanga, and we are 30 degrees, but it feels colder than that. Actually, we've been having a whiff of cold weather pag umaga, pag madaling araw. Malamig po ang panahon. Mas malamig pa po tayo sa Japan. Sa Japan po, 36 degrees to 37, nagpa-40 po sila. Napakainit daw doon, hindi sila sanay na nagkaka-heat stroke po. Meron, in the news last week, meron, naman that a majority of the population in Japan are the elderly. Nagka-heat stroke, meron pong namatay na matanda sa kanyang bahay. Kasi di ba po, in Japan, the elderly people live independently. They're not in nursing homes. People who are aged like 78 pataas and 80 na mag-asawa na buhay pa, they live alone po. They don't live with their families like dito sa Pilipinas or other closely knit family situations. In Japan po, independent living yung mga elderly. So anyway, yun po. Pagpuan na pag walang kasama sa bahay, yun, nahi-heat stroke. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying, itong outbreaks in China, okay? Chinese health authorities have reported more than 300 infections in the historic northern city of Xi'an, home to the Terracotta Army. Ayun yung Terracotta Army. Hindi ko yan nakita at napuntahan sa China in the many times that I went there. Gusto ko yung makita next time when I get a chance. Okay? With new clusters found in Shanghai, Beijing, and elsewhere. The outbreaks and official response have dashed hopes that China would move away from the strict virus curbs seen earlier this year. When its hardline zero COVID policy saw tens of millions forced to stay home for weeks. Kasi napakatindi po ng lockdown sa China dahil gusto nila zero infection. Na naman talagang lockdown, walang eskwela, walang trabaho, right? In Shanghai, okay, some social media users reported receiving government food rations, a throwback to the months-long confinement forced on the city's residents earlier this year. I'm so nervous the epidemic has destroyed my youth, posted a Shanghai-based user on Weibo. Officials launched a new round of mass testing in more than half of the city's districts, okay, after a rebound in cases since the weekend. All karaoke bars were closed Wednesday after some infections were linked to 6 venues. Siyempre naman talaga, public place na nakakulong. Diba? Okay. I think this is unnecessary and I don't really want to do it. Shanghai resident Alice Chan told AFP. She said she took part in the latest testing round over fears that her smartphone stored health code, which is used to access public spaces, might otherwise flag her as a COVID risk. I think the situation won't improve in the short term, said another resident who gave her name as Yao. People now aren't really scared of COVID anymore. They're scared of being locked down in their homes. Okay? Japanese bank Nomura has estimated that at least 114 million people were under full or partial lockdowns nationwide as of Monday, a sharp jump from last week's 66.7 million. The recent resurgences pose a fresh challenge for President Xi Jinping, who last week reaffirmed his commitment to the zero COVID strategy despite the mounting economic cost. In Xi'an, parang Xi'an Lim, a city of 13 million that endured a month-long lockdown last year, the population was placed under temporary control measures after 29 infections were found since Saturday, mostly among recycling workers. Kita nyo, 29 lang, alarma na talaga sila kasi nga, total lockdown. Yan po ang ginawa nila noon sa Wuhan, di ba, na naapila nila lahat ng, sinabi nilang zero COVID na sila. Ganyan din ang ginagawa ng Taiwan. They always lock down, and even if it's like 30 infections in one city, they lock down the cities and nobody in and out till it's contained. Tama naman yun eh. The city government said it will close entertainment venues including pubs, internet cafes, and karaoke bars from midnight kagabi, Wednesday. Okay? State media showed Xi'an residents queuing up for tests past midnight Tuesday. Yan po yung, yan. Ano po sila, PCR test lahat. Ano po yan, contact tracing, ano na yan, mass testing, di ba? But said the city was not under lockdown, okay? Officials have blamed the outbreak on a subvariant of Omicron, which is more transmissible and immune evasive. The positive infections are all the BA.5.2 branch of the Omicron variant, and epidemiological tracing work is still in full swing. So, ano po, tinetesting pa rin po yung efficacy nito at ang strain na itong variant na ito. In Beijing, officials said Wednesday that the BA.5.2 branch has also been detected in the capital, but stressed the outbreak remains controllable. But the city will tighten vaccination requirements from July 11, health official Liang told reporters. Visitors to places including museums, sports centers, libraries, and cinemas must be vaccinated unless exempt. So, hindi naman pala sila total lockdown. Nagbukas pa rin ang mga sports center, museums, library, tsaka mga cinema. The city is also pushing to get more retirees vaccinated, saying those who visit centers for the elderly must be jabbed as soon as possible. China's biggest cluster is in the central province of Anhui, where more than 1,000 infections have been reported since last week. Dozens of cases have also been recorded in Jiangsu province, neighboring Shanghai, threatening the Yangtze Delta manufacturing region. A resurgence of Omicron is not an issue in most other countries, but it remains a predominant issue for the Chinese economy. Ayan nga kasi, gusto nila i-contain, no? Kaya halos mag-lockdown sila, right? Okay? Okay, speaking of health, no? Speaking of health, why switching to plant-based protein is your best health move this 2022? Ayan na nga. I'm trying to eat healthy tayo dapat kasi, di ba, health is wealth nowadays talaga. No matter how much we work, no matter how much we, try to earn a lot of money, hindi po natin yan madadala. Hindi po talaga, Kaya, okay, hindi po talaga. That's why we have to take care of our health. Okay? So, why switching to plant-based protein is the best health move for your this is 2022, okay? Papag-usapan po natin na mamaya. Ngayon muna, let's talk about education, no, yung schooling. Kung ano nang nangyayari sa face-to-face, ano nang nangyayari sa mga nag-test nag-pilot, no? Wala tayong balita doon, pero kasi nga, there's a move to have face-to-face by August or September, lalo na according to VP Sara Duterte, right? Okay. Okay, oops, sorry na. Let me just put up this other issue, okay, that I want to address. Ang pag-usapan natin mamaya. Hold on, please. Okay, let me just get it. Sandali ko lang. Okay, I will just put it up on the board for later, okay? I will discuss this later. And when we have more time, mamaya, okay? All right, now, let's talk about school. Ayan po. Target 100% in-person classes by November pa pala. Aha, okay. So, November pa pala ang target. Kala ko, September. Yung face-to-face, 100%. Pero kasi yung mga gusto magbukas na ng mag-face-to-face, okay lang, right? I guess so. Okay? So, hold on a second. Ba't nawala yung balitaktakan? Hold on, please. Sorry, bear with me. Where did I get that? Sorry, my internet is a little bit, because umulan siguro, nagkakagulo-gulo. Bakit yung inquirer? Anyway, so, what was I saying about, nahina muna natin yung unemployment. Okay. Hold on. What happened to my news? Okay. What happened to my news? Hold on, please. Bear with me. So anyway, let's talk about ano muna, okay? There is a contention that unemployment rate rises in May, job quality worsens. So what happened, okay? More Filipinos were unemployed or either unemployed or out of business in May. Itong May na itong taon na to, di ba? We found a lot of people not working pa, tsaka yung mga negosyong sarado pa at nagsara, while the quality of available jobs worsened. In what could be a sign that the economy, sa Philippines po ito while growing again, is struggling to heal the pandemic-battled labor market. Unemployment in May, okay, inched up to 6%, equivalent to 2.93 million Filipinos. In April, unemployment stood at 5.7, tumaas pa po ng May. Actually, feeling ko kasi yung iba naging kampante, tinamad na dahil sa stay at home nasanay na lang ganun, kaya yung iba hindi na lang trabaho. Compared to a year ago, the jobless rate stood at 7.7% as lockdowns back then dampened employment prospects for many Filipinos, okay? Yun po nung meanwhile, under employment rate or the proportion of those who sought longer working hours to augment their income crept up to 14.5%. Meaning po, madaming nag-overtime, maraming naghanap pa ng extra side gigs or side jobs, kaya dumami ang oras na nasuspend pa pagtatrabaho. Naging normal na to work from 8 to 12 hours a day or even more. May, di ba? Nung 14.5% po in May ang tinaas ng people working longer hours. Okay, this was higher compared to the April outrun of 14% lang and the 12.3 recorded as a year ago. Okay, bakit hindi ko nakikita yung nagpo-comment? Anyway, yeah. So yeah, ayan po, we're looking at this. Yan po, ang tumaas po ang unemployment. Okay? Ang unemployment rate ay tumaas ng a little bit, maybe 2 points up, no? But, okay, on a good note naman, okay, of course, we are seeing the opening of a lot of business establishments, a lot of businesses ay trying to open now, okay, dahil parang feeling talaga ng lahat merong contention na bumubuti na yung tungkol sa virus situation o nasanay na lang talaga tayo and we are all trying to live live with it. Okay? Anyway, so I was saying, ang target po is 100%, okay, in-person classes by November. Ayan po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Alright? So by November po ang target ng eskwela na face-to-face. The government wants to resume in-person classes at full capacity po. Full capacity 100% by November. Okay? By November this year, even with the increasing COVID-19 cases in the country. Okay? President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said this last Tuesday. In his first press briefing as president, okay, Marcos said Vice President Sara Duterte, who is also the Education Secretary, relayed during their first cabinet meeting in Malacanang her department's plan for a gradual resumption of in-person classes for the school year 2022-2023 until full capacity is reached after 3 months. Okay? There are some things that are immediately accessible in the sense that we can start doing something about it already. The first thing that is an example of that was in Sara's announcement that we have a plan for full face-to-face classes by November of this year. Ito po ang sinabi ng Presidente sa reporters na sa first press briefing niya noong Tuesday. He said the Department of Education, or the DepEd, would start a phased in-person schooling by September and wanted 100% attendance by November. Okay, the DepEd earlier said that 38,000 schools in the country were ready for in-person classes for the opening of the school year in August. Okay, meron namang warning ang NEDA chief. On Monday, Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balitaktakan urged the DepEd to immediately resume face-to-face classes or risk the future Filipino labor force lagging behind those of its neighbors. Okay, when they join the labor market 5 to 10 years from now, they will not be as competitive as our neighbors who have already opened up and provided better access to education. Kung sinabi ni Balitaktakan. This pandemic has been so inequitable. It has exacerbated the inequality of opportunities in education. So we should reduce and address that inequality. Ito pong sinabi ni NEDA Authority Chief ng Balitaktakan. The country is one of the last to resume full in-person classes since the epidemic outbreak in March 2020. Okay? So ayun po ang sinasabi na plano na sabi ng ating Vice Presidente Sara Duterte na sana by November ay pwede nang mag face-to-face ng 100% ang mga eskwelahan sa Pilipinas. Okay? Alright. What happened to my screen? My laptop, I just lost myself. But I can see myself and my OSPN here on the phone. Ano ba yan? Black yung screen. Nakakaloka yun na. There's something wrong with Google Chrome. Anyway, oh my gosh, nawala yung aking... Hold on, please. You have to bear with me because my screen went black. Dun sa isang... Oh my gosh. You know what? I can do it another way. I think that, okay, very good. So it's only Chrome that's acting up. Ito pong aking Chrome ay nagpapalokalokang ulo. Ayan, ako nag-black na rin yung screen ko. Oh my gosh. Hold on, please bear with me because I'm having some technical difficulties here with regards to my laptop.